Hey everybody. Excellent question. So if you guys are new to my page, my name's Esther. I got diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's disease in February, and let's talk about it. So I posted about this before. I don't use the SEX word. I use the term schmex, and hyperschmexuality is a known side effect of the medications that we take for Parkinson's disease. I had a very interesting conversation with my movement disorder specialist a couple weeks ago when I was at Mayo, and he and I discussed this topic because he asked me straight away, like, what are my most troublesome symptoms or my newest symptoms or what symptoms are on my mind. And this is one of the symptoms that I have had, and I've posted that before. And this is what he said to me. He laughed and he said, and I quote, "I don't know why more people aren't talking about this." And I said, well, I guess I'm people now because I'll talk about this. I don't know why when you look up symptoms of Parkinson's disease and things that we deal with, and you look up the topic of schmexuality, it almost exclusively only talks about things like erectile dysfunction and low sex drive. Schmex drive, excuse me. But this is a real thing. This is a known side effect of all the Parkinson's medications. You mostly only hear about it when they're talking about dopamine agonists, and that was a big reason why I was talking to my MDS about it, is because I knew that he wanted to start me on the dopamine agonist, and I felt like it was important that he knew that this was something I was already experiencing before he added fuel to the fire with a dopamine agonist, which again is a known side effect. But he was very clear to me that levodopa has this. Hyperschmexuality is a known side effect of levodopa, and rasagiline as well, which is another medication I was on at the time. And I mentioned that after that visit, he adjusted my meds, and one of the things he did was discontinue the rasagiline for this very reason. And that's why I keep telling everyone, it doesn't matter what's going on with you, you need to talk to your doctor about it, because I think there's symptoms that we have that we don't even know are related to our Parkinson's, and especially with the medications. I mean, I had mentioned before, if you read the package insert of, the Cinemet, the rasagiline, the pramipexole, all of them, they have this as possible side effects. And to me, maybe it's just because, I grew up in healthcare. It's the same as talking about constipation or urinary incontinence or anything else. I mean, these are symptoms that can affect our quality of life, and we need to have every resource possible and all hands on deck to help us deal with it. So that's my first suggestion, is make sure that if you're experiencing hyperschmexuality, you talk to your doctor about it. It was kind of funny too, because when I brought it up, he was shocked. He was like, "How come you didn't tell me this before?" And I was like, well, I had only seen him once. That was like when I got diagnosed, and that wasn't on my mind when I got diagnosed. Like, I was already still just trying to process getting diagnosed, and so it took me a while to really again think about what my priorities were as well when talking with him. But I was also kind of like, how come you didn't ask me about that? And I think there is a lot of inconsistency about what the doctors ask us about, which is why it's really important that we go in with like a list of our own concerns. And secondly, at least for me, I did ask for, and I mentioned this before as well, a referral to a psychiatrist. And he and my neurologist and I talked about this as well. I do feel like with some symptoms that affect our quality of life, there are possible underlying causes not related to Parkinson's, that maybe if you have certain predispositions already, that your medications or the disease itself can exacerbate it. So I have a theory that if I sit down and work with a therapist, that maybe I can work through why I have some of these behaviors anyway, and see if that, in conjunction with changing my medication, will help me with this. So anyway, I hope this helps.